Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Behind the Scenes. And today we're going to be talking about secrets of streamlined systems to unlock success for service providers. So make sure you stick around because at the end you're going to get a tip that I'm guessing you probably aren't thinking about when it comes to your systems. So today we're going to just jump right in and talk about this. I know it's not a topic that many people enjoy or like. Systems and operations tend to be the bane of existence for a lot of entrepreneurs, especially service providers, but they are actually super, super crucial to getting us out of being the bottleneck in our business. If you feel stuck on that hamster wheel, if you're experiencing burnout, if you're hating your business, you are most likely stuck in survival mode. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that we talk about this a lot, and that's the whole point of this channel. And the content on this channel is to help entrepreneurs get out of survival mode and into thriving mode. And the way we do that is the three key pillars of strategy, systems, and support. So today we're going to be talking about streamlined systems, why they're important, why you need them, and that's going to make your support piece a lot easier. So stick with me and you will walk away with some quick tips on how to streamline your systems and unlock success. Because if you are a struggling service provider, it's most likely that you are struggling with good systems, and that's why you are working a ton of hours that you shouldn't be, and why you're feeling stress and resentment towards your business. So we're going to jump right in because a lot of people don't understand what a system is fundamentally, and they think a system is just a software or a tool online, especially in online businesses. They think, oh, Dubsado is my system or ClickUp is my system, and that's what I use. Wrong. A business system refers to a structured and coordinated set of processes, activities, and resources within an organization that work together to achieve specific objectives and produce desired outcomes. A good system will include a lot of different components like workflows, procedures to ensure that everything is smooth, and functioning the way it should be. It also acts as insurance for quality control when you have those processes in place, and that is just one part of the system. So there are various elements like people, technology, information, procedures, and physical resources. If you are a manufacturing or product-based business, you will have physical resources that are included. Like in my mastermind call, we have someone who owns a dog walking business. So she has a physical building, she has resources within that building, she has tools, she has equipment to help take care of the dogs, and then the processes to use that equipment and the purpose and the intention of that equipment, how to clean up and maintain that equipment, and a lot of other policies and procedures in place as well to help guide her people. So a system, when it's at its most efficient and peak, you're going to have good processes, good people, good resources, whether that be technology or physical, to create a system that works harmoniously. Once they interact and collaborate together in a way that produces your desired outcome. So purpose of a business system is to streamline your operations, enhance efficiency, improve productivity, and drive overall business performance. And why this is so important is because there are systems for everything in your business. And that's why ops is such an encompassing piece of your business, because when you are in an operations role, like an OBM or an ops assistant, we can touch and impact so many different parts of the business. So there's the core operations of producing and providing the product and the services, the day-to-day, but there's also operations and systems within marketing and finance, human resources, and customer service, just to name a few. But when you have effective business systems, that will involve analyzing and optimizing your workflows, making sure you're reducing your bottlenecks. You'll have clear procedures and protocols. You'll have automations and technology to help you. And then the whole point is, if you watch some of our other videos, we talk about a lot about continuous improvement, and part of continuous improvement is what we build into those procedures and those processes is review and monitoring to improve the system. Because once you do the process and perform the process, sometimes it's going to be different and you're going to want to improve upon that, or there's going to be updates to technology and there's always new things coming. So it is important to get into the habit of reviewing these processes and systems at least once a quarter. I know that's asking a lot. So what we do and what I recommend for my clients is we chunk it out. So you want to do maybe a set of processes and procedures and rotate them every other quarter. So maybe you look at marketing one quarter, you look at admin in a quarter, finance another quarter, just to help make that more manageable, especially if you're a solo provider or you don't have a leadership team. If you do have a leadership team, you're definitely going to want to employ them to be reviewing those and taking ownership of those because they're the ones doing it. So your executive team should be getting feedback from those who are implementing the procedures. You definitely want to make sure you are getting that kind of feedback, because once you have so many layers in your business, you can tend to be out of touch of the actual quality or practicality of the process. But why should you even care about systems? Why does it matter if you have systems? Like I said in the beginning, it's all about creating efficiency, improving productivity, and creating better results. But also it's going to help remove you as the bottleneck of your business so that you're not the one doing everything. So having good systems should mean you have documented your processes, you understand your processes, you have a standard, you are identifying automations or technology resources that you can use if you're an online service-based business. I say that. Obviously, if you are running a product-based or a different type of business, those resources are going to look different. But once you have all these in place, it's going to improve, like I said, your efficiency and your productivity. By implementing a well-designed and streamlined system, you can improve your productivity because you have a clear process and you're automating repetitive tasks. We talk about this a lot on the channel, that you can identify easier the repetitive tasks. You can automate those. You can remove any bottlenecks once you have them outlined and mapped out. And then also you are putting in place protocols and catches to make sure that there are fewer errors, or there's steps in place to catch those errors. And that's going to go lead into the second thing about why this is so important for your business is the consistency and quality of your services is going to increase. So you'll actually have consistent results. You'll have quality services. If you're saying, well, I don't have a standard procedure, I don't have a standard onboarding, I do things differently for every client, well, that's hurting you. That is hurting you so bad because you think you're providing better customer service, but in actuality, you are not. And you are creating confusion because your clients are going to be like, well, why'd that person get this? And why'd that person get that? And you're not going to have good social proof or testimonials, and you're not going to be able to create repeatable results. And you're burning yourself out because you're creating more admin, more back end, and a lot of extra work for yourself. So by creating a system which includes those processes and that automation and that support team, it will help ensure consistency in delivery of the product or service because you're standardizing. And once that happens, you're going to be able to provide predictability. You will be able to see a higher level of quality because it becomes easier and more natural, and you're continuously improving and you're not just recreating the wheel. And I think the great example of that is, I always go back to this example, but I think it's such a good example because whenever I think about it, I think of Starbucks because I used to be a barista at Starbucks, if you didn't know. So we had the cards, we knew exactly what each drink was going to get. It wasn't, we had to think about it every single time. And that's what you should think about. When you are building your business, think about Starbucks, think about Target, think about, I know Target sells products, so it's a little bit different, but Starbucks, think about Um, I'm trying to think of another one, but Starbucks is the best because they do provide a service and a product, and it's predictable. You know the quality, you know the consistency because there is a written procedure in place for everyone to recreate that quality. So that then leads to helping you grow because once you have good processes and those automations in place to build these systems for your business, it's going to make it easier for you to scale because you have a structured framework that can accommodate increased volume. You'll be able to hire employees better and easier to expand your operations and enable the business to handle the growth more effectively and maintain quality standards. So you're not bringing on people wondering, oh, am I going to be able to provide a quality service to them? Can I repeat these results? No, because we've tested it, we've proven it, the systems are in place, and they're going to work. It's also going to make decision making and analysis easier, and it's going to make your data better. So by having these systems and these repetitive processes in place, you're going to generate more valuable data and information that can be used for informed decision making by you or your leadership team because you know you can actually trust your data and you can analyze what's working and what's not better for your processes to gain insight into your performance, the team's performance, and easily identify where there's improvements that need to be made. Because of the standardization and the processes that are in place, it'll be easier to make data-driven decisions, which we've also talked about before, in making sure that we're making data-driven decisions instead of emotional decisions, and we have data backing it up. This point also goes back to being able to grow your business easier. You're going to have better employee training and have like a better culture when it comes to your employees because they're not going to be confused at what's going on. They're going to have clear structure in their business. Not only will it create predictability for you and your clients, it's going to be creating that for your team. So they know each week what's expected of them. They feel good about their work, they know the structure, it's predictable, it's also easy for in case someone's off or if there's turnover. It's not going to be a big headache. So with clearly defined business systems, it provides them with that structure and the guidelines so that they can perform their role and get better at performing their role because they're doing the same things over and over and over again. So that also just leads to better engagement on the employee side. They're going to be able to say, like, this is working or this isn't working, or this is something new we need to implement because they're going to understand. They're not going to be constantly confused. They're not going to be constantly wondering what you're going to throw at them. It's going to make it easier to onboard new employees. So when you are growing, it will create for an easier ramp up period in getting them up to speed, which this leads into that extra tip that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, because I'm sure a lot of people aren't thinking about, oh, well, I need to be planning for business continuity. And a lot of people talk about business continuity, and that's in case of an emergency pops up, or if you want to sell or leave the business, or you want to make sure that this business can run without you. The systems are in place so that you have business continuity because it ensures critical knowledge and processes are not solely dependent on one individual or any employee. It reduces the risk of disruption due to turnover, vacation, medical emergencies, any unforeseen events, and it supports succession planning by providing a smooth transition of responsibilities when a key employee leaves the organization. So your goal should always be making a business that you are not needed. Why? Because that's going to get you off that hamster wheel. It's going to get rid of a lot of the stress and the tension in your business and in your life so you can actually enjoy it. And because if you get to the point in your business you want to sell, you are going to be able to. Not a lot of people think about this, but then they get to the end of their time that they want to work and they actually have to put in a lot of work to even get the business ready to sell. And a lot of the times their business is not going to be able to sell because of certain key elements that they neglected or didn't even think about when they first started their business, because systems and documented processes are really what sells a business. Obviously, having a good client and lead pool But those processes and those systems and having things well defined, well organized, and well documented are going to help you sell your business eventually. So that's like the extra key tip that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to their businesses. But a business system provides structure within the organization to ensure that all of the elements that go on within your business are going to be working harmoniously together to enable the achievement of strategic objectives. And you might be thinking, well, I don't have strategic objectives. Well, if you have goals or your vision mapped out, those are your strategic objectives. They don't have to be overcomplicated, they don't have to be fancy, but those are your guiding points in your business. And if you don't have those, you really need to go back and do those. That's all what we talk about in the strategy portion of Back Pocket Ops, which is my operations membership. So if you're struggling to set those objectives or come up with them, you definitely want to check out Back Pocket Ops because we do that in the first module, walking through and identifying your objectives. Well, really your vision and your goals, which become your strategic objectives. And you shouldn't be waiting till you're burnt out and feeling this way to start thinking about these things. People think that they need to start thinking about systems or documenting systems when they hit six figures, but it would really prevent a lot of burnout if you start this from the get-go, because people just don't think it's necessary. They want to get a product out there, they want to get a service out there, and they don't think about the efficiency or the quality or the repeatable processes that need to go into it. And of course, they don't think about documenting it until they're burnt out, overwhelmed, and or at capacity. But you could prevent that for yourself by documenting and identifying and mapping out these systems to help you unlock success as a service provider. So make sure you like and subscribe so that you can get more of this content to help you prevent burnout or get you out of entrepreneurial survival mode. If you're struggling with building your systems or creating good systems within your business and you just don't have time, feel free to reach out to us because that's what we do. We help clients map these systems out and help them identify where the weak points are or where we can improve and where we can automate to create that success that they are looking for.